August 28th, 23. Another part of the case, in January and February of 19, some of the men that watched me came up and dropped their head. Remember the truth. They'll try to implant lies. They'll try to steal everything you have in life. The agent's so corrupt, and they started talking about him stealing my money. He's actually that corrupt. He'll try to steal it. They warned me. Okay? And they warned me of an extortion plan. That's this. In February or March of 19, I go down to John's church. We go to the Minerva Grinders. Alex and his group is in there. Okay? And there's an old white man with a blondish white older lady. And they're talking about grabbing people and making them prostitute for the rest of their life. They were human trafficking people. Two guys are in there. And they're talking about being in contact with Dave, that he had tore up my shoulder. And they said they have a plan that they have a field picked out south of Ravenna to cut up my face and to stab me to death. That's where she'll die. Now, John had a head cold that day. Ears plugged, coughing up snot, running the bathroom. He got out of the bathroom and was like, we need to go. And I got him out of there. We were in a restaurant full of killers. March 1st of 15 and 19, I was sitting on the back porch, and on the other side of the duplex where the shooting night right before Christmas of 18, those men never came back, and then they gutted the apartment and burned everything in the middle of the night in January of 19. Okay? Christmas 18, there's a shooting night. He's caught with the shooter's head. I had not to get killed. And the next door neighbor's son tried to grab me the next day when I ran from Dave, and he caught him. Okay? I was sitting on the back porch looking at that duplex, thinking, if you kill people over a duplex, over a split level house, I hate you. I'll never forgive you for this. Okay? Somebody calls his phone. I'm real loud. He said it. What's going on? It's a real life case of how to get away with murder. She'll realize it. I do. They have stolen over 1,072 children from Ohio between January and May of this year. Not counting women, human trafficking. You know, those children end up in graves. They're used for sex slaves, and then they kill them. What would be the difference of these people going into schools and shooting up schools and killing all these children? People would be horrified. But because they're picking them off one by one randomly, people aren't as horrified, and they need to be. That's not even counting the women they've stolen. I had all those human traffickers and drug traders around me. They pull that case. The people breaking in and drugging me, that's where the sheriffs and marshals used it out of this area. January 20th, 23, I met a friend for dinner. About 6 o'clock at night, my phone's tapped. I got a friend on the police department. They knew about that case that agent opened with you. They knew about the Texas group involved in your case. I said, oh, the Kingsmen? And business casual dressed men, had their dress sleeves rolled up, are watching. And then he's talking about finding 35 people tied up in a railroad car. The African American people they found, they were shooting them and throwing them along the railroad tracks. Okay? And that there was a retired judge in Texas involved in this big human trafficking scam. That's what this is. It's a human trafficking scam. Okay? He said, there's another retired judge in another state involved. And he said they're going to use that case that agent opened with you. He said, you have so much hurt and pain in your eyes. And then he drills me in front of these men while they watch, till I'm stuttering. I cried for 2 days. 3 weeks later, the sheriffs and marshals did an 800 people sweep. There was people here from California, Washington State, Texas, Michigan, Buffalo, New York, Pennsylvania, Indiana, Illinois, Tennessee, Kentucky, North Carolina, Virginia, South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. In a lot of those states, they got a lot of people out of them.